martial law?
I suppose this comes from the speculation that we hear about what is happening in 2016. And I am being named as one possible candidate. Just to clarify that decision has not yet been made, not by me, because it's simply too early. Now, to get to your question, what would you do to correct the revisionist version of martial law? Easy, simple, tell the truth. That is. Again, when you hear the accounts of let's say martial law, you will not find anything that will say that any good came out of it, because, as I said, the victors tell the history, write the history. And it is my father's government that fell. It was my father's government that instituted martial law, that it was he who declared martial law. And therefore, the opposing forces that eventually succeeded, because it was his government that fell, they are writing the history. But unfortunately, again, the revisionism has taken on that political tone. And it is unfair to everybody, to our people, to its students, to our country, that we do not know what actually happened. And that is why. The thing is that the historical record is there. It's there, it is available for anyone to study. And never mind the different analyses about the pros and cons of martial law, my father's administration. But look at the facts. Look at what happened, where it happened, how it happened. Those incontrovertible facts will bring us to the true account of that part of our history. Again, it is still the search for the truth, and the best weapon you have against these revisionist tendencies is the truth.
It was your father, Mr. Senator, who initiated the campaign in driving the Americans out of the Philippines. Mr. Senator, are you in favor of allowing the Americans to return and finally establish the semi-permanent military bases or installations in the Philippines?
He wanted to preserve the sovereignty of the Republic of the Philippines. When you talk about driving the Americans out, the bases in Subic and in Clark, which were, at the time, when it was at their height, they were the biggest bases. Clark was the biggest Air Force base of the Americans anywhere in the world outside of the United States. Subic was the same thing, aside from siguro Hawaii is probably their biggest base. But it was the Subic, which was the one that they used for their war in Vietnam. And when the time came, what my father insisted upon was not that the Americans go away, but that the Americans recognize that those bases are Filipino bases. That the base commander is a Filipino officer. That the flag that flies over Subic and Clark is the Philippine flag, not the American flag. That is what he did. And that is what, I suppose, began siguro yung tampo ng Amerikano sa aking ama. Dahil dyan nagsimula. The other big element was when he decided that what was called then the parity law should no longer apply. The parity law gave Americans the same rights in the Philippines as Filipino citizens. Hindi naman tama yun. Dahil hindi naman sila Pilipino. Dapat inuna natin ang ating mga kapwa Pilipino. Kaya yun ay pinilit niya. Sabi nila, hindi. Mga Amerikano kayo, pero kayo mga karapatan. Pero hindi pareho sa mga karapatan ng ating kapwa Pilipino. Lalo na dito sa Pilipinas. So you see, there's a consistency there. In that he was trying to preserve the sovereignty of the Philippines and to preserve us as a people and not to be a second-class citizen, which is the leftover, the hangover from the colonial times that we went through with the Spanish and the Americans.